running through my people, cause we fans are equals. When we reach 20K subs, yeah, we gon' drop a sequel. Another Laker anthem track, watch me run it back. Got the keys to the city where my Laker jack.
What up, Laker family? It's your boy DTLF back with another pregame, baby. Live in the flesh, man. Good to be back, man. No around the league yesterday, but it was my girl's birthday. But we will probably do it Saturday if possible, tomorrow. Likely, maybe. All right, not sure yet. But I'm doing great, man. Hopefully you guys are doing exceptional as well. The Lakers are back. We missed them, NFL Eternal, since we last seen the Lakers on Wednesday versus the Grizzlies. And boy, did we leave off in a high note. What up, Laker girl? What's up, Matt? Daniel? Everybody in here, man. Appreciate you guys. Thanks, T-Lo. Talking about T-Lo, D-Lo, D'Angelo Russell is back officially, man. And very excited to have him back. Couldn't have come at a better time. We're facing off against the Raptors now. It's a very, very tough team. We'll get into that in just a little bit. But both D'Angelo and AD cleared to play today. So I still feel good about our chances, even though it's going to be a much tougher game for sure. You know, the Raptors are no joke. They got plenty of wing depth. They have guards. They have a little bit of everything. And yes, to add to the good news, the Blazers lost to a buzzer beater by Joel Embiid. So guess what? We're looking better and better on the daily, man. Teams have been losing, and we keep winning. By the way, since the trade deadline, the Lakers are officially number one team in the NBA defensively with the defensive efficiency rating. That's huge. That is huge because we all know defense wins championships. So if we can plug in LeBron James and he comes back healthy before the playoffs, watch out because mama, there goes that man. And Anthony Davis has been phenomenal in that spurt. He's been averaging, over 33 points, over 13 rebounds and multiple blocks. I mean, he's actually feasting on everybody the last week or so, and exactly what the doctors ordered. But how about the Lakers, man? Number one defensive efficiency rating. Vanderbilt and Anthony Davis and Austin Reaves have a lot to do with that because those are, in my opinion, our top three defenders. You have to love it, right? My man said Timberwolves need to lose tonight. It'd be great if they lost. However, it's great that Portland keeps losing. Like I told you guys, a lot of teams in the West have a tougher schedule. The Lakers were, past that tough schedule in the beginning. So now I wouldn't say smooth sailing because there's still some tough teams like tonight. But it'll be a lot easier, to face off versus our opponents now that after we made the trade, man. And we're only 2 games below 500, by the way. So we're right there. Currently, we are 9th in the West. So currently in the playoff, in playoff positioning, we are 7-3 our last 10 games since the trade deadline. So we're one of the better teams in the West. The only teams that have a better record are the Kings and the Nuggets. So that's a little nugget for you guys right there. In the last 10 games. And again, number one defensive efficiency rating, man. Very excited, guys, because the sky's the limit. Let's be honest. The sky's the limit for this team. And things are looking up, right? We got a tough game coming up tonight and on Sunday, right? Tonight we face the Raptors. On Sunday we face the New York Knicks, who have been on a tear. But I believe in this team, man. But let's focus on tonight's matchup. How about that? Durant going down opens up the West as well. Excuse me. Because, like we said, they butchered their depth in order to get KD. If he doesn't come back close to healthy, then, they're in the same boat as the Lakers, where we need LeBron to come back close to as healthy as possible. So he said, hey, what's up, Dan? How much do you see the Lakers winning by tonight? Well, let's break it down. Lakers starting lineup for tonight is D'Angelo Russell. He's back, baby. Ice in your veins is back tonight. So I like that backcourt of him and Malik Beasley because they have good chemistry. We got Troy Brown, who's been phenomenal the last couple games. Jared Vanderbilt, who's a big reason why we're the top defensive team efficiency rating wise since the trade deadline. And then you got Anthony Davis, the main reason for all these wins. So currently right now, the Lakers, man, we're going up against the Raptors, who got OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam, Jacob Poeltl, who they traded for at the trade deadline from the San Antonio Spurs, Scotty Barnes, and Fred VanVleet. So a very, very formidable opponent, man. It's going to be crazy tonight, and we need everything to go right. Again, take care of the basketball. This is a very lengthy team, so they're going to play the passing lanes. They're going to get out in transition if you miss it, if you turn the ball over. So we got to take care of the basketball. Same as the previous night, man. Same as the same keys to the game. He said, hey, Dan, keys to the game. They average the most steals per game. Their length and their wings is massive. Got to cut down turnovers. Outside scoring is key too. Yes, having D'Angelo Russell back is going to help tremendously because, well, assuming he's close to 100%. Now he's been out 6+ games, so let's see how he comes back into the mix, right? But having him back should help with floor spacing. It should help with playmaking and just having a real floor general out there who hopefully won't turn the ball over too much, right? But I like the chemistry they have at the backcourt we have right now, and it's going to be very necessary because, again, this team right here, we're talking about a very hungry Raptors team who's 32-35. So this is one of the few teams we actually have a better record than this season, and they're looking for blood. They're still in the hunt for the playoffs out east. So they're gonna get out here, man. Like my man said right here, man. Thanks for the super chat. They play excellent defense. They got wings, very versatile. They can get out and do some stuff. So, but again, everything is cooperating. Yes, the Blazers lost. Hopefully, the Timberwolves lose as well, and things are looking up for the Lakers, man. In the standings, right? So that's huge, right? As far as the Timberwolves go, their game currently they're down to the Nets, 109-101. So shout out to the Nets. Let's see if they can hold it down for these final 5 minutes. Hopefully, they don't sail. But the Nets actually got really good after their trade because they have guys that are putting in work, That's what I'm saying. The Suns got at their roster. But how y'all feeling, man? I feel great. Listen, man, again, it was such a pleasure to go to the Pau Gasol retirement ceremony, man. I'm still like on a high from that. Like that is the highlight. That and my girl's birthday are the two highlights of the week. And very, very excited, man. I hope we carry and continue that momentum. Anthony Davis told Pau Gasol after the game that he wants his jersey hanging from the rafters. So those are exactly the type of players we want with that type of mentality, because if you believe you can achieve, I know it's a cliche, but I like it, man. And hopefully he continues to play inspired basketball. I told my girl that night, look at AD. He must be inspired by the ring ceremony and feeling the love that us fans gave to Pau Gasol that night. Pau Gasol still talking about it a couple days later. So that the love was truly felt, man. A lot of us were in tears in that crowd. I'm telling y'all, man, the love is real. Los Angeles loves its superstars, especially great ones who contribute on and off the court like Pau and understand the winning culture that is LA, right? So I think AD wants to be a part of that. He wants to be hanging from the rafters. He's already kind of set in a blueprint between him and LeBron here. And think about it, man. When AD retires so far, he's not going to be remembered as a Pelican. He won his championship as a Laker. So unless he does more damage elsewhere, which I doubt, this is where he wants to be. And rightfully so, man. Smart man. Johnny Sims said, Raps really talented. Surprised they're under 500. It's a tough league, brother. It's a tough league this season, man. A lot of injuries factoring into stuff as well. Dan, should we get Whiteside, Howard, or Ibaka? I'd go with Serge Ibaka. Last I checked, though, he could probably only play limited minutes, which would be fine. We don't need him to start or anything like that. But, with Mo Bamba injury, by the way, quick update. Mo Bamba out for a month at least before he gets reevaluated. So, a minute till we see Mo. Shout out to Joseph for the cash app. He said T-Wolves about to lose. Perfect night. Perfect night, assuming the Lakers win, though. We got to win to capitalize and keep creating separation from the rest of these teams, man. So Howard, Whiteside, or Ibaka, which one do you guys prefer? I know a lot of people prefer Dwight. I'd be cool with Dwight as well. Whiteside is the biggest question mark because I haven't seen him recently, right? He said, can we talk about Pau's jacket? Sheesh. That thing was flames, bro. Pau Gasol, man. Who knew he had swagger like that, right? This dude, man, that jacket right there that with his number 16 was so fire. Like, seriously, man. If y'all haven't seen it, definitely check it out. He said, I prefer Dwight over all those guys. That's fine. I'm not opposed to it. Whoever is in best basketball game shape and can come in and help us. We've seen Dwight do it before. Boogie, I heard Boogie was out of shape, though, but I don't know. I don't know how legit that is, man. He said, Nets currently beating the Timberwolves. That's what we like to see. I'm telling you, a lot of teams are stepping up to the plate and helping out the Lakers in the standings, and the Lakers have been capitalizing. Again, 7 out of the last 10 since the trade deadline, even with all the injuries. Imagine if we wouldn't have got injured and stayed healthy, man, we probably would have been in that 6th seed already. But that's what we're gunning for, 6th or 5th. We're only like 2 games out of 5th, right? So if things continue to trend in our direction, we'll be straight. Which color Pau jersey did you get? We got the golden one, and it's wonderful. The only thing is, I'll say this, man. I was a little disappointed because when I sat in the seat, the color of the jersey was kind of like it was kind of rushed. You could feel like they didn't really like print it out properly, so there was like some discoloration on the numbers. But still, it's memorabilia, man. It's something we're always gonna forget. Shout out to Mookie for that. We're never gonna forget. I mean, it's something we're always gonna appreciate, man. It was just a great night overall, and that's just a piece of memory that we'll hold on to for life, man. He said Gasol's speech was genuine as it gets. Glad you got to experience that classy ceremony. It was wonderful, man. It was, to be honest, it was the best game I have attended since I got to see Kobe play live. But in reality, man, what this game meant, it meant a little bit more than the preseason game I got to see Kobe. So yeah, this was probably the best game I ever went to. The second best one will be the Kobe one because that was the first time I seen him play live. I saw him multiple times. I was blessed. But that was just a surreal experience as well. But this one, man, and it ended up with a win as well, and a very much needed win, right? Versus the team that's been putting up fights. I mean, they just blew out the Warriors, so it tells you that we're a very good team. Obviously, we're number one defensively the last 10 games. Obviously, we're a very good team. We've been beating teams that have been smacking other teams, right? So it shows you how good we have been, man. Very happy to have D'Angelo back. Hopefully, LeBron is around the corner. He'll be reevaluated in 2 weeks. So, as long as we keep winning, these 2 weeks are going to feel fast. If we start losing, however, they're going to go slow. But I hope we can continue to buy time for King James. And we really just need him to be 100 right before the playoffs, if we're being honest, because he's so good. He will adapt and come in and start making an impact right away. Well, although he will have to knock off some rust, but, great players don't take that long. So, Braden, he said, hey, Dan, so happy to have D'Lo back. I hope he has a big game. Now, all I'm expecting from him is to take care of the ball and knock down some open shots if he's open. But in reality, man, I can't expect too much from him because he's coming off of an injury. I did get to see him live in person, and he looked great during the pregame routine, the last game versus Memphis. I thought he was going to play, so I was surprised when they didn't clear him at the end. But better safe than sorry, right? He said, Dan, I'd much rather re-sign all of our current roster than go after a third star. Depth is so important. Me too, Braden. Again, we're going to go with this narrative. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We should have learned our lesson from 2020 championship team. We should have just brought all of them back. Gives us our best chance, right? We talked about this when we had Westbrook. I said we should go with the new, we should go with a new mindset into the offseason of continuing to build on this depth. And honestly, Vanderbilt and Austin Reaves should be our two priorities. And then D'Angelo Russell, right after that. And then whoever comes next. But those are the top three priorities to me in the offseason. And then if we can add to that, cool. If we can't, I listen, we're 7-10 since the trade deadline. Imagine what we would have been had we done this trade in the offseason instead of, and as a matter of fact, I think LeBron wouldn't have been hurt because a lot of the pressure would have been lifted off of his shoulders. But that's neither here or there. We did the trade now, and now we got to take care of our own, man. Austin Reaves phenomenal as well, right? I was telling a fellow Laker fan who, a fellow family member who was sitting next to me, fellow Laker fan, that I was like, watch this. We're trailing right now. We're down 4 in the first quarter. I said, Austin Reaves comes in, changes the dynamic of the game. Sure enough, we got the lead, man. So Austin Reaves always makes me look good when I say stuff like that to the fans. And even he was like, you're right. But bottom line is this, man. AR is a game changer in many ways. It doesn't always have to be scoring. Sometimes it's laying his body down on the line, taking charges. Sometimes it's playmaking. Sometimes it's just a highlight play, like crossing somebody over and shooting his face. Or, the time when he crossed over Giannis and took him to the rim and finished. Like, this dude is not afraid. And that's rare in young players, especially undrafted young players. So, again, credit to Joey Buss and the whole scouting department because they've done phenomenal. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Look at the rest of the league. What is Julius Randle doing? One of ours. What is D'Angelo Russell doing? One of ours. Clarkson, Brandon Ingram when he's healthy. On and on. The list goes on and on. So we need to keep building off of that. This year we have a draft pick. And I love to, I'm good at predicting young talent and who's going to be good. So I can't wait to break that down on who the Lakers should take and all of that. You guys know where to find me for that content as well. But man, I'm so excited for tonight, guys. So excited, man. So excited. Somebody said very close game in Minnesota. I'm gonna have to double check that one. Let's see. Ooh, 3 minutes left. The Nets are up by 5 on the Timberwolves. Okay. That's exciting for sure. Let me know. He said, Ham better learn how to take advantage of our size and talent by now. For reals. I thought the other night, listen, it was funny because I was getting angry with Darvin. I was like, why isn't Jared Vanderbilt in? Right? I was like, he should be in for Rui. Even though I love Rui, I think Vanderbilt should always close games, even if it's not for Rui, for somebody else, right? Because Vanderbilt gives you extra possessions, solid defense down the stretch, especially when you have to guard a star player. He can finish at the rim, and he's just a very good player. But he made the right decision because Rui was key down the stretch, right? And so sometimes you gamble and you win, sometimes you gamble and you lose. That time he won, but I'd still like to see Vanderbilt finish games towards the end. Even if it's not for Rui, put him in for somebody else because him, Austin Reaves, Anthony Davis, D'Angelo Russell, and plug in a fifth, whoever's playing the best that night. Obviously, LeBron James. Those guys should all finish games. Those are the five that should finish games, in my opinion, because they're just really good on both ends of the floor. He said Vanderbilt reminds me of Lamar Odom. Lamar Odom was a lot more gifted offensively. I'll say that. Lamar Odom was a lot more gifted offensively. And a little bit less gifted defensively, but still pretty solid. Vanderbilt, again, reminds me so much of Trevor Ariza. Some people have said Dennis Rodman. That is high praise, man. There's nights that I believe it, though, because he be getting like 15 rebounds and like 12 points. And those are Rodman-esque numbers for sure. But if we're talking about play style, the way he slashes to the basket, sometimes knocks down his open shots, reminds me of a young Trevor Ariza when we first landed him. Now, if he gets better at shooting and creating for himself, then he will definitely remind me of Trevor, because Trevor was, this dude could create for himself as well, especially as his career continued to develop for the Lakers. Now, he was more of a primary slasher for sure. He wasn't a ball handler or nothing like that, but he was just that motor, man, and that ability to block shots, rebound, get you extra possessions, and that athleticism. I see it in Jarrett. So that's my favorite comparison, even since before we got him. That's why I compared him to. But I love it. I love it, man. All these comparisons are high praise, and he's one of the main reasons that we are number one in defensive efficiency rating since the trade, man. This dude has been huge. But let's not kid ourselves, man. Every trade the Lakers have did has worked out so far. Hachimura has already helped us win a couple of games. Vanderbilt has helped us win a couple of games. D'Lo has helped us. Malik Beasley has helped us. Bamba, he's contributed here and there, but unfortunately the injury, is now a setback for him. But bottom line is, wow, we had the best trade deadline we've had in years. And again, shout out to Jeannie and Rob. There was a lot of people that were discrediting them, and I was like, let's see what happens down the stretch. I'm gonna hold, my horses till after trade deadline, and then I'll really go in on them if they don't do nothing. But not only did they do something, I think we had the best. Who had a better trade deadline than us, aside from the star power that the Suns landed? And even that one's questionable, because now with the injury, they're going to be lacking hella depth, right? But who else besides the Suns, who else had a better trade deadline than the Lakers? If you guys can answer that. Johnny, he said, are we sure Jeannie spends her pockets for the last roster spot being on the luxury tax? Already $170K, put on Sterling Brown, 0 points. I don't see us signing a guy. I don't think that's the issue, man. I think a lot of people just pocket watch too much, especially player fans. They tend to criticize millionaires. It's like, how can a poor person or just an average, above average person criticize a millionaire or even billionaires? We shouldn't be pocket watching. I think Jeannie will do whatever it takes. If Rob says we should go get Serge Ibaka, I'm sure Jeannie will sign Serge Ibaka. Right now, I think they're sitting back because we're doing so good that they don't want to mess up the chemistry. But eventually, I can for sure see somebody getting signed, for sure. But it's a matter of who you need more, right? You can't just have a knee-jerk reaction signing. Like a lot of people wanted a guard when D'Lo went down. Well, guess what? We held down the fort. Now D'Lo's coming back. Now you don't need a guard, right? If signed, better play a decent role or useless. We're looking for insurance at this point. Whoever we sign has to be an insurance policy holder, right? Somebody that if a position gets hurt, this person could be inserted, and he will definitely come in and do some solid things for us, right? Now, there's a name that nobody's talking about, man. Bo Cruz. I saw him at the game with Pau Gasol, with the retirement ceremony. This dude is good, man. This dude is good. All right. I don't know why he got cut, but he's a solid rebounder. He's a solid defender. He can space the floor. He can attack. He's very good. He provides size, and I'd love to. I'd love to see someone like that get signed, man. To be honest, I don't know why a lot of more people. Everybody's talking about the marquee names, right? Serge Ibaka. They're saying DeMarcus Cousins, guys like that. Dwight, but nobody's talking about. Juancho Hernan Gomez. He's very solid, man. Moses Brown got picked up by somebody. I don't remember who, but he got picked up on a two-way contract already. The Wolves got to lose, right? It would definitely help. It would definitely help whenever a Western Conference foe who's above us loses. Right now, they're losing to the Nets, a 112 to 109. Let's see if that can hold down, because it's still a whole 1 minute and 20 seconds left. And everybody who knows, that's an eternity in the basketball world, man. You can really, people have come back down 10 with 1 minute and 20 seconds. So anything's possible. Nets lead by 1 now. Yep. Bo Cruz, he said, how the F did the Nuggets lose to the Spurs? It's the NBA, brother. It's the NBA. These players are still playing for pride. Just because the front office is tanking doesn't necessarily mean. And sometimes, players fall asleep. Players take mental nights off, and that could happen. Dan, how much do you think the Lakers pay Austin Reaves? Ooh, that is a good question. What do you guys think he's worth, y'all? I'd love to know it. What do you guys think Austin Reaves is worth? I think he's worth anywhere between 12 to 18, to be honest with you, per year. That's how good he is. Anywhere between 12 to 18. Anything less than that is a steal, right? For me, anywhere between 12 to 18. I think so. I think it happens. Get it done, Lakers, whatever it takes. Sign this man. You don't want to regret it. This guy to me is a better version of Caruso, all right? Just as good defensively, way better offensively, and younger as well. Between 12 to 18, that might seem like the money number right there. 16 mil sounds good to me. I'm not mad if they sign him for 3 to 4 years, 16 mil. 12 million easy. That's a steal, man. That is a steal. Even 18.5, even if it takes 19, whatever. AR's offense is insane. He's so nice, huh? The thing about him, and you can't teach this, is that he's fearless, man. He don't care if his nose gets taken off, if he gets clotheslined or choke slammed. This dude is going to attack the rim. It doesn't matter, man. It does not matter. So, Dan, how much do we pay D'Lo? Well, depending on his health. He might take a little bit of a pay cut due to the health concerns. But if he has a big playoffs, if he's averaging anywhere between 18 and 7 in the playoffs, he's going to get paid around the 20 mil range. All right. That's how good he is. He's 20 mil. He's worth 20 mil plus. He's not worth 30, though. I'm not paying 30 or 40. But he'll be worth around, 20 mil, believe it or not. Because his game has evolved. It's gotten better. Now, I'm not saying he's a better player than Austin Reaves, but offensively, as far as being a floor general, that's why, right? So, yeah, he's going to be worth around 20. And he's more proven at this point of his career than Austin Reaves, who's only been in the league 2 years, right? So sometimes that's how you get evaluated. It's not about who's better, but it's about who's done it for longer. And D'Angelo has done it for longer. I mean, D'Angelo has been good since he was with the Lakers. He was just being misused by Luke Walton. Then he was phenomenal when he went to Brooklyn. I think still when he went to Brooklyn was my favorite time for D'Angelo so far. And I'm hoping that this time around will be my favorite time with the Lakers. And then he was solid with the Timberwolves, averaging 17 points and 7. I mean, it's just been, he's been solid his whole career, if we're being honest. It's just that Luke Walton years, for some reason, man, they took a little bit of a detour because he's not great at player development. Let's be honest. The Kings took a step back when Luke Walton went over there as well. And I always used to destroy him, saying he's not an NBA level coach. But hey, I used to get a lot of pushback on this channel from that. But I call it like I see it, man. It's no hate. Love Luke, ex-Laker, all that good stuff, ex-Laker champion. So there's no disrespect to Luke, but he took a shortcut as an NBA coach while others have been, assistants and G League coaches, and they don't get that call up to like 10 years later, right? So, Johnny Sims says Vernon Carey Jr. is the name that sticks out. 22 years old, 6'11", 270 big, 59 from the field, 36. I like him as well. I couldn't believe he got waived. Averages 21 and 8 with 1 block in the G League. But remember, that doesn't always translate to regular season. So still got to do my research a little bit on him. I did get to see some highlights. He said, need another big for the last roster spot. That's what I think is going to happen. That's what I think is going to happen, yo. That's what I think is going to happen. So I think eventually they're going to sign one more big. Let me get you guys that quick update. Let me confirm. Everybody's saying Wolves lost. That'd be great, man. If we can capitalize and get a win, that would be great. It looks like they are losing, but mine hasn't officially updated yet. It says 112 to 111. So once I get that final score, yeah, 3 seconds left. Tell me what happens, yo. I'm not watching the game. Hey, Dan, I can't believe Kuz is a free agent this offseason. We won't be able to afford him. We will not be able to afford him, unfortunately, man. You know, so 1.5 seconds. All right. Yeah, I never give you guys the confirmation until it's official on my. Anything can happen still. Free throws to the Nets. All right, they should have it, but again, it's the NBA. What do you think about getting Vernon Carey Jr.? I definitely take a flyer on him. Any big man, to be honest with you. You know, like I said, I like Serge Ibaka. He's probably my favorite because he's more proven. This kid you guys are talking about looks solid, as well as, like I said, Juancho Hernan-Gomez, who not a lot of people talking about, man. Dwight Howard, I'm not mad at it. If he comes back, sure. But it depends how they use him, because if they just bring him back to bury him like Frank Vogel did on his last year here, I say no. The Nets won? Hell yeah, man. Now Lakers got to take care of business. Final comment before the game's about to start. Enrique says, Austin Reaves reminds me a little bit of a young Larry Bird. I never got to see that man play, nor do I want to, but I know he's a legend, so that is high praise. I'll just say this, man. Austin Reaves is really freaking good. All right, really freaking good, and he exceeded a lot of expectations. All right, he was undrafted for a reason, and the Lakers have done a great job of farming undrafted talent. Caruso was another one, you know. So this is going to be a landing destination for a lot of future players that are not going to go through draft workouts. We're basically getting free draft picks if you think about it, because let's be honest, Austin Reaves is playing like a lottery talent player, and that's not even me being biased. That's just me being straight up. He's out playing a lot of players that were in that year's lottery draft, and he went undrafted because he decided to skip a lot of pre-draft workouts to try out for the Lakers because he heard about the success stories we've had here. So that is great, man. Anyways, I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Go Lakers, man. We need this win. Keys to the game. AD, keep dominating. Please, we need you. Although Toronto has a lot of size, don't take a step back. Stay aggressive. Key number 2, obviously take care of the basketball. They got a lot of size and athleticism, and they go, you know, they get out in transition. They're going to be hard to stop. And key number 3, man, role players, double figures. Again, every time we go 5 or 6 in double figures, it translates to victories. So those are the keys to tonight's game. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I will see you guys here, most likely for the post-game recap. Not sure if I'm doing halftime yet, but for sure post-game, all right? Enjoy the game. Go